is the end of another week and we made it through. It's been super busy here at the Hollow. I actually just got this new chair, so my height's kind of the cute pink chair I got today for the craft room on wheels, which is really nice. Been super busy building out Inktoberfest, getting ready for Lift Your Spirits. We've got lots of new fun releases coming, some new products coming, all kinds of really cool stuff on the way. So this is recorded live and we do it very interactive, so people can ask questions as you go. So if you want to join the lives and get notifications, hit subscribe, ring the bell, all that kind of stuff. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. But we usually get started about 2 minutes in when everyone starts to join us. So I'm going to also open it on my laptop because then I can see the comments when I go top down. I'm also aware that I don't know what it is, but so I just use my phone for right now till I get cameras again. But for some reason, when I, why has it got to chat disabled? I wonder if I can edit that on the fly. I don't know why your chat's disabled, ladies. I'm trying to see if I can fix it. It's disabled, so there's nothing I can really do. I think you might be able to leave comments below the video, so I'll keep refreshing and I'll check the comments. I don't know what's up with it. I didn't turn anything off, but anyway, so yeah, so when I turn the camera around, there's something in the YouTube app that adds like this background noise because I don't have it here. It's still on my phone. I have no idea what it is, but we will work on getting some other stuff, you know, better sound equipment and all those kinds of things as well. So don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and hopefully you can leave comments even if you can't leave a chat. But I'm just going to dive in tonight and I'm going to talk about Kaleidoscope powders. So if you don't know what a Kaleidoscope powder is, it used to be, I know other companies make them, but that's what I called them under the Maker Forte brand. There's a few of them listed in the store, and the store link is in the description below. It's hedgehoghollowstore.com, so it's just the name of the YouTube channel, store.com. And I still have a few of them here. So I haven't decided if we want to bring them back. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. But Kaleidoscope powder is a pigment mica powder. So let me turn my camera around so you guys can see. All right, so you can see I have everything ready here on my desktop. So these are the powders. They used to come in these little jars. And Tonic has something similar, but it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same as like Pearl X either. They're all a little bit different. And the way in which a lot of them are different, like this one doesn't have a binder in it. So you can add Pearl X binder and turn this into like a Pearl X paint and all kinds of different things. And I'm going to share with you some different ideas and ways that you can use them after the video. But they come in colors like this. So this was Hubble. Well, some of them, like, what's this one here? This is Snow Flurry, so this one's going to be white. And this one, I think, is Alien, so it's going to have an interference. Here it is, Alien. So this one is white, but when you see what I do with it on dark cardstock, you're going to see it changes color a lot. So some of them are interference as well. Some of them glow in the dark. This one also glows in the dark. Some of them are bright colors. But they all have a metallic in them, so they all have mica in them. They are super, super fine. And I grabbed a couple of stamp sets so you can see the difference. So I thought we can try this one here. This was called, it's not Gingerbread Village, it's called something like Dear, oh, For You, My Dear. And I do have a couple of them. I added them to the store before I went live. I also want to show you how you can do super fine versions. So this was the Build a Modern Christmas. Here's another fine stamp set I found, so you can see like how you can do fine detailed work. And then also here's your Sleep in Heavenly Peace. So I'm going to try and do like a little rainbow type effect with this as well. So let's dive in to our world of mica powders. So I have here just a variety of cardstock. I have black, a gray, I have white, and I have red, just so you can really kind of tell the difference between them. You're also going to need a clear glue ink pad, and I have my Maker Forte one over here. And then you're going to need some brushes to apply. So this is the fine brush. So this one, this is what I called a dual tip brush. So you have a little stubby end for detail work, or if you want to work on a larger area. And then you need some kind of little cleanup. And to clean them up, I'm going to give you some tips at the end, because otherwise you can end up in quite a mess. And I'm going to save you any mess in your craft room on that as well. So It seems like, I don't know why comments and chats turned off, and it doesn't look like I can change it on the fly either, unless, nope. There's no way to change the settings once I'm live, so I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, here's my Misty. We're going to start off stamping on some white cardstock. Now, I do suggest you use some kind of anti-static. It will help you. It's not quite the same as embossing powder, but it definitely will make a difference. And we're going to start off with the borders. So I want to show you that you can really work with fine stamps. So this has a few different borders in here. You've got the snowflakes, the different snowflakes, ornaments, baubles as we would call them. And then you've also got this one right here. I'm going to do the snowflakes. They're nice and fine and wispy, and I think they'll give you the idea of what we're going for. So we're just going to do this. I'm going to ink this up with clear. I know it's just slightly off to the side, but it's just clear glue ink. I'm obviously using the Maker Forte one, which was designed to work with Kaleidoscope powders and all these kinds of pigments. So I'm just going to smush it down to get a nice impression. You can go like slightly to the side just to see. Now, I'm going to take this one out, put my stamp away. Just so I don't lose it, because I've had a habit of losing stamps recently. So I want to start off by just showing you. I'm going to start with the blue just because it's really nice and bright. And we're just going to add the blue. So I just take a little bit. I like to do it on the fluffy end, and I like to work in a circular motion. And we're going to rub that in. And then you're going to need to polish this off. So to polish, this is where we use our large rainbow brush. And I'm just going to do it off camera, but that's essentially what I'm going to do, only because I'm trying to just save a little bit of the mess. But there you can see. And some of these are going to leave a little bit of a hue unless you've really, really powdered your surface. But that's just because of the strong pigment in them. But I kind of like it on the blue. That's why I chose the snowflakes, because it leaves that nice little hue and everything on here as well. Okay. So now you need to set it. Now the best way to set it is with hairspray. You can use all kinds of sealants and everything, but if you just go to Dollar Tree, this is what I get. This is what I use in all my classes. And I'm about this far away, I don't know, like 4 or 5 inches away. Spritz, and it's set. And it will dry clear, and it dries pretty quickly as well. You can spritz it with water, but I haven't had the same kind of great effects with spritzing it with water and letting it dry, whereas this seems to work really well. So that's how you can use them on white cardstock. Now cleanup wise, if you now go and put water on this, it will activate the pigment and it will spread forevermore. So we actually have a cleaner called Kaleidoscope cleaner, and these little lint-free cloths that pick it up really nicely. You just go in here, clean, and you see that it's designed to pick up those pigments without activating them and keeping your surface nice and clean. So that's my top tip to clean it up. Please don't spray it with water. Whatever you do, do not spray it with water because it just spreads. Now, that being said, of course, you can make a kaleidoscope paint. You can add, you can spritz. So the other day we did some kaleidoscope work in one of our classes, and I had a load of powders on my surface, and I purposely spritzed it, picked it up on some black cardstock, and then once it was dry, once the water had all gone, I just sprayed it with some hairspray to fix the mica. And now I have this beautiful piece of background. Someone says it looks like thunder and lightning. I think it would make kind of a cool background. So I kept this piece, but you can absolutely do that. So I can take this, I can mix it with water and turn it into paint, but at the end you still want to just do a little bit that's fixative once all the water is dry. Don't spray the hairspray until the water is dry. Okay. So now let's talk about the interference ones. I'm just going to do a little demo first before we dive into kind of different techniques. So I'm going to take a piece of red, a piece of black, and a piece of white. Okay. And let's grab a clean brush because I'm going to go into a white-based powder. I don't want to spread the blue around just right now. Snow flurries. I want that alien. Is the alien? And I'm just going to do direct to. Actually, no. Let's do something cute. Just so you can really see the difference. I'm just going to use one of these little hearts from Build a Modern Christmas. They've got these cute little hearts in here. So I'm going to grab my clear back. I'm going to stamp one on my white, one on my black, and one on my red. Let's grab our alien. This is actually one of my favorite out of all the ones we used to have. So I'm going to dab some down and put some around here. It's kind of hard to see the blue on the same color one. Then I'm going to put some down here. And now I'm going to put some on the red. And some of the others that I have here are interference as well, so you'll see this. Actually, let's do a couple of different ones. Oops. So you can already kind of see the different colors you get based on your underneath color. So, I don't know what this one is called. So, and then this one. I think this one was called Aurora, I think. I don't have labels on the bottom of mine, so. Alright, so I'm going to put some on each of them. And again, I'm just going to go to the side just to avoid having the clear up because I have my trash can over here. Just to wipe them all off. I'm going to keep them exactly like this. So you can see they're going to stay like that. And now you can see the difference. So on the white, it's kind of hard to see, but it's like a little pearlescent. It's very nice for a background effect. And then on the black, you can see here. So that white has turned blue and the white has turned green. You see them on there. And then on the red, it's a little bit more of a subtle effect, but you get a little bit of the interference. So I kind of want you to share with you just how they vary depending on what color cardstock you use. So if you use something like this one, which kind of looks clear-cut-ish, but again, it's going to just vary depending on that base. So you have to leave me a comment afterwards. Let me know if you think we should bring back Kaleidoscope powders. They are a fun one. So again, same thing. I'm just going to go and clean these off. And so again, you can see, so on white, it's more of a brown. On black, it's like a greeny gold. And on red, it's a real gold. So again, you would just, to set these, you would grab some of your hairspray. And that's literally it. Now they're set. Once they're dry, they're nice and set, and nobody would ever know. So that's the way that you would use them. So let's talk about some you know, fun ways that you can use them in here. I love this stamp set. It's one of my favorites. And here we're going to do a lovely little rainbow ombre, just to show you how you can also fade all of these together. So this is my Misty. I'm going to take my clear. And I'm going to smush. So the one thing I would say is, because I use sticky grid inside of my Misty, I don't want to do my pigment powders in there, because otherwise it's going to stick to my sticky grid. And my sticky grid is forever going to be glittery, and it's also not going to be very sticky grid anymore. So, just saying. Just a little tip that I might have discovered the wrong way without thinking one day. So let's go Richard of York gave so I'm using some interference and some just kind of more of a signature color. And if I'm doing this technique, I like to open them all up first. I know that's kind of a dangerous idea, but I'm going to go with it and hope for the best. All right, so I'm going to dip in here, and I'm going to just start adding my colors. So that's why you don't do the blue brush into the purple. So what you notice is I did all of my stripes going down. So everything went down. And then we just go in between. And I like to kind of just fuzzy that line a little bit. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to do some cleanup. So now I like to put the things on there. Okay, by the way, everyone, if you refresh, you will have chat. Because I saw Carmen had sent me a Facebook message that there was a control. For some reason it got sent as made for kids, which it's not. So if you hit refresh, I just did it online, the chat will appear, or at least it did for me. So hopefully it does for you guys too. Just have to refresh the video. And then you can ask me any questions you might have too. So I'm going to just put my lids back on. I'm going to push these away. So when I like to clean this, again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go down, move all my powder away from my stamped image, and then I'm going to swipe this. Hey everyone! Finally, we got it to work. Thank you, Carmen. I'm glad I saw that pop up on my screen in the background. So there you can see how I've ended up with this cute little ombre. And if you feel like you've missed a bit, like here, I'd really like a little bit more of this yellow. You can kind of work the yellow in a little bit more. Yep, thank you, Carmen. Once I clean it off, you see now I have a little bit more of that. And again, same thing. I can just spritz it with some hairspray, and now it's set and done. And then if I just wait for this to dry for a second, I'm going to just clean this up because I don't want pigment powders for days. So now you can stamp over the top of this. You can also kaleidoscope over the top. So if I wanted to do this on top, maybe like slightly on here, like this. And just using the clear glue ink again. Now I could take something, let's do some snow flurries. Hello. There are a few of the Kaleidoscope powders in the store that I had left in the old colours, because the new ones I very much doubt you'll be able to get the same colours. So I'm just cleaning that off there. And that's why you want to make sure that hairspray is set, because otherwise, like this one I did it a little bit too soon. But you can see the idea is you can layer up different effects. And so you can layer them up this way. So that's one way you can use your Kaleidoscope powders. You can make backgrounds like this. You can just use them on plain. You can vary up the different things. You can turn them into paint, as I say. You can also mix them into sprays. So if you take your re-inkers and some water and mix them, you can make your own shimmer sprays. Again, you're going to need to just spritz it with hairspray once all that water is dry, and then you'll be able to, to just set it. Now, something else you can do, and this is another fun one. So if you take a piece of cardstock, so imagine I had a circle stencil like we used to have. I don't know where that are anymore, but I'm going to share with you a fun one. You can use it. So I'm going to use this one. This is the, what's it called? For You, My Dear stamp set. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our clear, and I'm actually just going to ink my whole panel just for the sake of the demo. But you could do a spotlight or a solid shape or really whatever you want. And then I'm going to color it in Kaleidoscopes. I'm actually going to pick a few different colors and I'm going to mix them up here. I think Dr. Blush was on, but we missed him because there was no chat. Because he was texting me just before the live, so I'm sure I saw it. Oh my god, the rain here, it's been so bad. So I'm just going to like put some down in different areas. And kind of just create my own little mix. So you can do it like bokeh style, however you say it. But I basically want to just cover the whole background piece. So you can see I just kind of created a fun background, and you can go as heavy as you want. So if you like really pounce it in, you see I can get a much darker color, or I can just get kind of like the lighter touches. This one kind of appears to come out a little bit golden on the top, like bronzy golden. So I'm going to just mix some of that in. Isn't that just a pretty background piece? Imagine now, so you could set this and then you could die cut this, or you could stamp on top of it, or really do anything you want. So that's how it kind of looks for right now. I'm going to put my lids back on. I use Tresemme just because I can buy it as a mini one, which lasts me forever in the craft room. You can use a Q-tip, but you're going to get very precise dots. If anything, I would use a paintbrush if you don't have like a dual tip brush or something like that. I would use like a little paintbrush or something, or a makeup brush, or you could even, if you have the ink blending brushes, you could go with those. It's just, this was designed to kind of be fluffier. If I want to get like precise, I absolutely use this end. All right, so for right now, I don't want you to set this. I want you to just leave it as it is. I'm just doing a little quick cleanup. I have a lot of powder here, but you see how it's not setting the powder? It's just moving those little pigments around, and it picks them up so well. And then what I do at the end, because I really did make a mess on this one, I'm just going to take some kitchen towel and pick up the last of it. Okay. And then grab in your Misty, or you can just use a block. You don't have to use the Misty, I just like to. I'm going to give this a quick clean up with my powder polish brush. Like this. So again, I haven't set this, so be careful how you handle it. You notice I'm trying to like touch it just on the edges. Now I want you to put your stamp down, lift it up, and you're going to lift up some of the impression. You see how quickly this starts? But what I like to do is I just take my clear pad and I quickly ink up my stamp. And that little bit of extra glue ink is going to pick up all of that impression for you. So now you end up with that reverse. Oh, it's new, Melissa. We came out with it last weekend. I don't know if you were here. I think you were fishing maybe. We came out with a Kaleidoscope cleaner and a matte cleaner and more Squid Buster and more Prime Time. So I think this is kind of a cool way to do it as well. And because this is glue, you could technically add embossing powder to it or something, or you can highlight it with another Kaleidoscope powder. So I could take, actually let's put a sentiment in the middle here. So these sentiments are all designed to fit. So again, I'm going to just put some clear on there. Pick this up, make it nice and crisp. Isn't that pretty? So you can keep it black like this. There is also a black Kaleidoscope powder. Now this is if you are feeling super brave, because I'm going to tell you that sometimes this next bit goes wrong. So I don't necessarily recommend what I'm about to show you, but it is an option if you want to go in and you feel brave. Because this can stick where you don't want it to stick. Just FYI. Like, yeah, I think I've done it. I think I messed this up. So I'm just going to do half, because I'm going to show you what can happen. I made a mess up. So you can all have a learning moment from me. If you try to layer it, you can end up like this. If you use the Misty and you're still working in it, you definitely could go in and have another go at it. This will still lift out. But yeah, that's the only issue, is you can definitely still see it in here, but it's not as strong. So kind of sucks. I kind of messed it up. But anyway, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends how brave you are, and it depends on the stamp. But I would definitely advise you to just leave it how it was. And then once you're done, I'll do this half just so you can see. A little bit of hairspray, leave that, and you can do it. It's kind of fun like this if you were then going to take it and stamp over the top again, I guess, and do something. I don't know. I guess there's ways. Particularly if you're doing mixed media or something, I can understand wanting to do that. So Linda says, are these powders similar to Perfect Pearls? So yes and no. These do not have the same binder in that Perfect Pearls have, but you can get the Perfect Pearl effects with the same thing. So I guess they're closest to perfect pearls. They're also a little bit like a Pearlex powder that you can get. You can mix the Pearlex binder with this. Yes, you can use crayon fixative, but it's really overkill. And you can also get some bleeding because it doesn't dispense it as finely as like a hairspray. Is a very fine mist because it's designed obviously to go on your hair, which is fine. So again, just, you know, you just kind of have to play with it. I found hairspray works really well for me. It allows me to put it in the mail. I've never had any issues. So yeah, as I say, even if you make it into paint or that background we did in class the other day, once it was dry and all the water's gone, I sprayed it with hairspray and now you see it doesn't budge. So you just need to fix it in some way. And water will not fix it because the way we did the binders, it's designed to be a mixative. You can also put these in resin. They are designed that they will go into resin, they will go into sprays, they will do all kinds of different things. So I wanted them to be kind of like as versatile and flexible as possible so that you could really use them for all kinds of different techniques. And resin wasn't big back then. You can also use them in paint pours. You can use them in soaps. I've used them in soaps. I've used them in candles because they are skin safe. They are makeup grade. So there is no reason if you make soaps or candles or anything like that. I've put these and made really beautiful candles. I've made wax melts, soap buttons, all kinds of stuff. So you can really mix these in and play around with them in so many different ways. So yeah, so that's kind of what they do. And I think it's a fun way to just add something different to your card making and whatnot. So that's today's. Does anyone else have any other questions about Kaleidoscope powders while we're here? Drop them in the comments now that we have a chat. I can see them. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, of course. We have tomorrow there'll be a tutorial. I haven't really decided on what yet, but we will have another tutorial. And then we have a class on the 20th you can sign up for on the website. And if you haven't been to the website, you can now shop by types, by collections. I'll be adding themes soon, like Christmas and different things. So you can actually go in there and kind of play around with it and do different things. Linda says the green that glow in the dark is lime wired. Yeah, lime wired, bittersweet. I can't remember what the other glow in the dark ones are, but those two definitely are glow in the darks. You can also use them on your nails. I used to have them on my nails. That was a fun one we used to do. I used to put them on my nails too. So you can use these in a ton of different ways. I've used them as eyeshadows. I did Tilly's makeup when she was from Descendants, and I did like big eyes and stuff for her, and it looked so, so cool. So you can use everything on there. Do you have a handout from before the 31 ways to use Kaleidoscope powders? I don't have any of those files anymore. Maybe someone on here does. Jay, I don't know if you're watching, but she's super organized. She sent me all these files that she had. So maybe someone has it and they would be willing to share it with us. If anyone's got it, you can email it to me. My email address is in the description below. And then I will happily add it on the site and you guys can just download it for free. And you can have the 31 ways to use Kaleidoscope powders. So yeah, Jen, if you've got it, please email it to me and I'll add it on the site and everyone can download it for free. And I'll let you know tomorrow if we get it. So yeah, we have a class coming up on the 20th. We have Lift Your Spirits coming up. We released the stamp set, super cute. We have all the new cleaners, and actually they sent out the new stamps for our full release today as well. So hopefully we'll have those by the end of next week. And then next weekend we can do a fun release weekend with our full themed sets. So yeah, so that's everything that's been going on here at Hedgehog Hollow today. I am going to go and grab myself some dinner. We have a weekend, friend of mine throwing a big event tonight, so I'll be dressing up for that. Maybe I'll post on Instagram. You can follow me, Life, L1FE, in Wonderland on Instagram. I'll post some pictures and stuff, and it's a white jungle and neon theme. I'm not quite sure how the white jungle and neon works, but anyway, I have beautiful pink shoes. I have a cute white shirt, not this one, it's a different one. So I'm going to go get ready. I'm going to do like 80s style makeup, I think, and have some fun stuff going on there as well. What else is going on? So looking forward to Inktober. Yes, me too. I was sitting with the people who do our printing today because it's all made locally, all the printing, which is cool. And we came up with some really fun stuff. So I'm excited for that as well. Can you go over the box sentiment stamp set? Yes, we can add that to the list for sure. I would love it, Jen. If anyone has files, like if ever you have any of like the old PDFs and downloads and stuff, send them to me. I will happily add them to the new website, and you guys can download them for free. We'll do like a little resources section, and there'll just be free PDF downloads on there. So you can email them to me, and then I will see you guys tomorrow. I also have to sit in here. So behind me, this shelf and this shelf is full of new products for me to try out to see what I think of them. So I'm going to also be doing that tomorrow as well. So that will be my day. Will be a crafty day tomorrow, and I will hop in and do a tutorial. If you have something, I know someone asked me to do a tutorial on ink blending for backgrounds, like for sunsets and sunrises and those kinds of things. I know I've been asked to do something with glitters. So if you have any other requests, just let me know. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful Friday evening, and I'll see you over the weekend. Happy crafting. Bye.